Shinzo. Whoa. All right, Shinzo. All right, I'm live. We just gotta wait for people to show up. I'm only like almost 20 minutes late, so it's not as bad as it used to be. I think well, the one time I was like almost 2 hours late thanks to that fucking blackout we had. But this time I'm only about 20 minutes late, and that was because of me. But anyway, so if nobody comes in, it's fine. I can talk to myself. Hopefully we'll get some people. Usually do around this time. So first off, welcome everybody. This is the I guess you can consider this a birthday edition because my birthday was yesterday, and I debated, do I want to do a birthday podcast next year? I thought, oh, and I could do it. Nope. 2024 is next year, and I'm pretty sure 2024 is a leap year because I'm pretty sure 2020 was. So yeah, that'll be on a Sunday then, so it's still out. But yeah, I'm sitting in a different position this week because I don't feel like sitting on my bed. I've been sitting on the couch all day in a weird position thanks to Twix, our cat, who loves to claw my leg and try to nibble my toes. I don't understand what the point is with that cat and trying to eat my feet and slice up my leg. But yeah, it just annoys the shit out of me that she does that. So I have to sit in a different position now so that she can't get my feet and get my legs, which just sucks. So I did put it out there. So it's up on Twitter. It's up on oh god, yeah, it's up on Twitter. It's up on Facebook. So hopefully I will get some people coming on, checking me out. I'm hoping. Like I said, I know I'm running a little later than usual, but hopefully we'll get some people. Hopefully the music and noise from outside. I have the window like slightly open, but hopefully it stays the fuck quiet. And I'm actually drinking my energy drinks. I'm planning on going back to the Dollar Tree tomorrow. And I gotta blame. I have one person to blame for getting me hooked on these. I will blame her till hell freezes over. For getting me hooked on these, I will blame her. Oh, good God, I blame her. But yeah. Well, anyway, while we wait for people to show up, my name is Andrew, also known as Jessica. I am a transgender individual. I am transitioning, so you probably saw me originally. I did a rant video actually on, ironically, part of the topic we're talking about tonight, which is Venture Brothers. So the new movie dropped last month. Radiant is the blood of the bamboo's heart. Yeah, Radiant is the blood of the bamboo heart. Oh my God. First off, my jaw hit the floor when I saw we were getting the Venture Brothers movie. I was like, oh, thank God. It's not dead. The IP is still good. I was so excited about there being a Venture Brothers ordeal. And then we got this. Now, I want to stress the following here before I dive headlong into this and get angry people that are going to watch this later go, you're bitching about a movie. The movie was good. Yeah, the movie was good. It was good. It was good. But the movie was supposed to be the entirety of season 8. And you can definitely feel where they had to cut a shit ton of corners to make that thing fit for a 90-minute movie. I'm not even joking. It's basically 3 half-hour episodes, about 120 minutes long. No, it's almost 2 hours. So, yeah, either way, it's almost like 3 to 4 half-hour episodes. And you can feel where they had to cut corners. Like it flows very stagnant from A to B to C to D. It flows stagnantly. Yeah, it just, you can feel it. It is a pain in the goddamn ass with it. But I will legitimately say the movie had me laughing the first few minutes of it. I was laughing pretty good. However, that laughter definitely started to dwindle a bit. Then got brought back with the return of Ventronic, the giant robot that Jonas Venture Jr. made. Oh God, that when the Monarch got stuck as the clown, which was Cody's spot of the robot, that was oh God, that was funny. But yeah, that was a holy shit moment there. Oh my god, that was a. But yeah, there was some legitimately good laughs out of it. But it was basically you can feel when you watch it that this was definitely supposed to be season 8. Wholeheartedly, this was season 8. And for those of you that don't know what in the league I'm talking about here, because you're like, oh, wait a minute, didn't they have season 8? No. Season 7 was it. Because the Venture Brothers got canceled by Adult Swim. The wonderful morons that were in charge of Adult Swim at the time. This was back in 2020. So during the pandemic, basically, is when they're like, we're not doing another season. You guys are done. It's like I think they were like midway through it. And they were like, that's it. We're done. Screw you. And that was it. And I was just like, what? So I did a rant video, which you can still find. It's under Andrew Rant's Venture Brothers Canceled. And I did 2 versions of that because there was one where I kind of lost my voice yelling. That's how pissed off I got. It's like one of the most viewed rant videos I had at the time. That night it got up to like over 600 some views. I thought that was amazing. But yeah. Hey, Optimus, welcome. The poll ended with no votes, so we're doing Venture Brothers. It's my choice. I'm basically overriding the zeroed out vote poll. So we're doing Venture Brothers. That's this week's topic. Because I just watched the new movie. Radiant is the Blood of the Bamboo Heart. And I've been watching clips. I've tried to get my mom somewhat hooked on it. And we've been watching clips together. I was watching, there's a live channel that's only airing 3 episodes, by the way. It's stupid. Only 3 episodes is what it's airing. And it's just, I've been watching clips of it. I tried to get my one coworker hooked on it, but that failed miserably. But yeah, I've been watching Venture Brothers because the new movie dropped. Not a fan of the new movie. I mean, it was good. It was good, but I feel like it was definitely what season 8 was supposed to be. And it feels like a rushed hack job. Like, look, we want to get this thing out here. But I love how they left the door open. How the movie ends, they kind of left the door open for, hey, look, if somebody wants to back us and pick this shit up, we're more than welcome to, make another season. We're more than welcome to reboot this and make more. I love how they left it open with that, the ending where, and I'm going to spoil this, by the way, because this is the kicker. It came out, I think it was like July 27th or 29th. It came out on Blu-ray and DVD, and it's getting a actual televised release. Adult Swim is going to air it on September 1st at midnight, at least according to the live stream channel that was up. It's going to get a televised view. So it's been out. You can't miss it. There have been reviews on the damn thing. What gets me is they left the ending open-ended. So basically, the Venture Complex that was in New York got lifted into the sky because of Rusty's inventions. Turns out they were being hacked by Arch. Wonderful organization run by the Monarch's ex-girlfriend who just wanted to get with his wife. I'm not even joking. Like, you could cut the sexual tension in that room with a knife that time. So the Monarch's ex-girlfriend started this fake organization called Arch so that she could get the Monarch's wife to kind of just team up with her and do some evil together, which, yeah, she wasn't down for that. So they kind of had all of the little inventions that Rusty had made suddenly be able to come to life, levitated the building right up into the stratosphere. They were just going to drop it down on Manhattan and basically, wipe Manhattan off the face of the earth, only for that plan to get scrapped. And then it landed right back out in Colorado where they were at for 5 seasons? Yeah, 5. I think 5 seasons because I think season 6 and 7 they were in New York, so 5 seasons worth. But yeah, I'm hoping it gets a continuation, and that the people that own the rights, because I don't think Adult Swim has the rights to it anymore, aside from just airing the syndications, because they canceled it, and I'm pretty sure the fan backlash was enough to piss Adult Swim off. Because their claim was the series did not get views. It wasn't getting enough ratings to warrant getting another season. And it's okay. we the fans, because I'm a diehard fan of it, we weren't upset with it coming out 2, 3, 4 months down the road. We were fine with that because it meant that we had this nice break. We could theorize stuff. We could come up with ideas like, oh, so this is what's going on in this, and this is what's happening. Okay, so this is giving us some really cool ideas. And Adult Swim was just like, this is not what we want from a program. We want there to be, consistency. No, it worked better the way it was. The formula worked. So they left the ending, like I said, they left it open-ended. So I'm really hoping we get some more for it. Sequel, definitely. But I would be all for just like sell it to give the rights to a streaming service like Tubi, kickstart the money up and put it up on YouTube as a permanent thing. Because you could pitch your own crap, you could sell merchandise. I mean, the Japanese channels do it. Ultraman's up on YouTube for that. I mean, legitimately up on YouTube. There's an Ultraman channel on YouTube that actually does that. And during it, they actually pitch their own stuff. There are ads for their stuff inside of it along with the YouTube ads. So pitch your own crap there, make some t-shirts and that, get a lawyer, really see where the IP is and where all that stuff is. Go for the whole ordeal and just really kind of nail home hey, look, we want the rights back to this completely. Tell Adult Swim to go piss it up their ass exactly where they shoved it. But I loved the Venture Brothers. But I figured when the poll ended with 0 votes for all 3 of the options, I'm like, you know what? We're doing Venture Brothers because that's what I want to do. Paramount has their own nightmares right now, and I would really rather them not get this. Mostly because they're kind of gearing themselves more towards family-oriented stuff, and Venture Brothers is definitely not family. It has a cult following. They would be better off, let's say, make an official Venture Brothers YouTube channel and get the right. This is honestly what they should do. Get the rights back, edit the videos up, plug your own merchandise. Like open up a spring shop, plug t-shirts, mugs, backpacks with all Venture Brothers crap on it. Pitch that crap like crazy in self-made commercials that air in between the episodes, because you do realize that without the commercials, the episodes are only like maybe 21 minutes long, 22 at the most. Pitch, your stuff in between and do that. Then once you get the money, go the route of YouTubers and just, do that, or sign up for a partnership with something. Give it to streaming services, Tubi. I honestly, I don't care what they would pick, but I do not let Adult Swim keep this. Like, they can have syndication rights, but then once those syndication rights are up, and I'd really be stressing, get a lawyer to check those, just tell Adult Swim to go piss right off and go to hell, because they fucked it up. They had a gold mine of a moneymaker there. If they would have just left it alone, and just be like, look, we'll give you the episodes as we get them done, because you figure art takes time. It's like I used to tell my old boss, hey, Crown, it's like I used to tell my old boss, do you want it done fast or do you want it done good? Because you can get it done good, but it's going to take time. If you want it done fast, it's going to look like shit. And honest to God, that's what it was. But I mean, it irked the hell out of me when they canceled it. I still have that Rand video up. I love that Rand video where I just like went off on it, that they canceled Venture Brothers. And their reasoning why was bullshit, because they're going about how, well, it's not a very profitable series. The episodes take so long to make. Each season's like a year or 2 apart. I'm like, who cares? That gave us something to look forward to. Oh, that would be fun. That could be like an entire episode. Like, let's say that Doc gets his hands on an old game system and they're trapped in a Mario-esque world. That would be really funny. You'd have Brock Samson trying to take... No. Imagine Brock Samson trying to take down Bowser. Now I'm laughing. I mean, I love how if you ever need a recap of seasons 1 through 4 of the Venture Brothers, there's a good... they made 2 good ones. The one that voices Gary did the voice for both recaps for 1 through 4 and for season 5. 6 and 7 have a fan made one. But basically, I love that because they describe like all the characters. They go through details with all of them. When they get to Brock Sampson, he goes, "The man is a full-on god. Men write him love letters. Women name their vibrators after him." Yeah, that's could not be any more true of a statement. I can guarantee you that. It is that is the best way to describe Brock Sampson. And I was showing my mom like some of the clips of that. Somebody did an entire video of breaking down the characters and giving like a synopsis of them. And the first time we see Hunter Gathers, or it's a flashback, I think it was past tense, I think was the episode, when he's explaining Brock's background and he goes, quarter Winnebago. My mom, the first thing I honestly thought of, to be honest, was the same thing the person that did the video thought of. I'm like, oh my God, he's like quarter Winnebago. Okay, so it's like he's really big. So he's like the Winnebago, the car. No, Winnebago is an actual Indian tribe. And he actually had to look that up for the video. And I was just like, oh my God, there's like Jesus Christ. But no, I mean, come on. I have my favorite characters too from the Venture Brothers. Brock Sampson is fucking S tier. The guy is a literal fucking god. He took how many tranquilizer darts when he got Speedy's neck in the head in the hand lock there? How many tranquilizer darts did they shoot into him and he did not go down? They had to hit him with a truck. That got Doc Venture to think, oh my God, they killed my bodyguard. He gives him a burial, only for him to pop up out of the ground and goes, "You're alive." And later on, it's like, they hit me with a truck. That would be funny. Winnebago's Rodimus. uh, but no, I mean, character wise, though, I love the Venture Brothers. Sure, I get the thing that it's parodying the most, which is the boy adventurer thing. I grew up watching Johnny Quest. There was reruns of Johnny Quest on Cartoon Network almost like every day, sometimes on the weekends. I loved the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest, where they had the Quest World part of it was really cool. That's really showing off the, even for the 90s, the god awful CGI, but I loved it. But oh, good freaking God. Like I have my favorite characters from the Venture Brothers, and without a doubt, Brock Sampson, S tier. One of my all-time favorite characters. The guy gets a license to kill, and he has to go back because his license to kill expired. So he had to go back and take the test again. And I love the part where the guy goes, "Well, here, this is the weapon that you need to use." I'm not going to say what it is. So oh, no, I don't get monetized. Oh, the guy hands him a gun. It's like, "You need to use it." He goes, "No, I don't do that." And he just has his Bowie knife, and also he goes, "This is standard for all field operatives." So he takes it, just flings it like a fucking boomerang, takes out the cardboard target, grabs out his Bowie knife, and proceeds to just completely destroy everything. Then, just for shits and giggles, Ultra Instincts the entire area by doing this like grunt thing, shakes the whole ground. And I'm like, this man is a freaking god. And then later in that same episode, when they're going over the rest of the test that he had to take, it's like, well, for the driving portion, you managed to destroy every vehicle but the one you were driving. Pistol range, you refused to use a weapon. And on the written test, you drew the winged guy from Led Zeppelin. It's like, Icarus. What are you trying to tell me, kid? You're not a fan of Zepp? I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And then we find out that the guy is General Traster's son, nepotism, obviously. And it's like, my father spoke of you as a god. You did not disappoint. Like, hell no, the man doesn't disappoint. He's fucking Samson, for God's sake. Jesus, the man just... I'm sorry. He has a legitimate superpower. As Shore Leave even said, he has a legitimate superpower. He can sense when someone is in his car. You so much as touch Adrian, he knows that someone's messing with his car. Like Hank said, I've seen him do that from another country away. That is a legitimate superpower. I can't even tell if somebody were to touch my bed, but God forbid if somebody could touch, if I'd have a favorite car, I could sense someone's in my car. Yeah, no. We did kind of face Bugs Bunny in multiple episodes. Those are the good old days, though, too. But I just love that. But I figured though, well, we'll talk about Venture Brothers tonight because that I liked the movie. I thought it was all right, but for the long for the long haul of it, you could definitely tell it was definitely supposed to be season 8. But because I think they were kind of given a hey, so the fans are still pissed at us. We're gonna give you the green light to make a movie, and that's where they just pulled and did some slice and dicing because you could tell where the chopping was because it doesn't flow as smoothly as you think, but it's not a bad movie, especially if you're a Venture Brothers fan. It's not a bad movie. I did like the special though, all that in Gargantua too, because I'm like, okay. And the first time it aired, when it originally aired, I was watching Adult Swim that night. I'm just getting ready for bed, and all of a sudden I hear this. So, there's a new Venture Brothers special airing tonight at midnight. And I'm like, well, looks like I'm staying up till midnight tonight, or whatever. It was done at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm staying up to watch this. That's the one where Jonas Venture Jr. Sacrifices himself, and we lose General Tracer, who's now become like a Hulk-like creature. And obviously, Rusty inherits all of his late brother's shit. And it proceeds to just blow the wad in the entirety of the next season. But no, yeah. Favorite character-wise, though, Brock's my all-time favorite. S-Class, hands down. Next one would be Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. I just kind of like her character. She's really good at what she does. She is, I don't want to say she's the kind, benevolent type of individual, but let's put it this way. If you were to want to have somebody on your side, either as I really don't even want to put it this way, but A is like a shield, or B as the actual sword you're going to use. Yeah, she's the really good one to have. I mean, obviously, she's like the really good one to have because she's a member of the Guild of Calamitous Intent. She's one of the 13. She basically is one of the governing bodies of it because she had to give up her arching for it, which is ironically funny. But yeah, I love the freaking Venture Brothers. That is such a good freaking show. It's so funny. Okay, now I'm done drinking my drink. Somebody got me hooked on this stuff, and I blame them for it. But it doesn't taste like an actual energy drink. It's more of a, honest to God, this is more of a soda for me, and it actually tastes really, really good. It really, really does. So, but yeah, oh geez, it's just really good. Have I watched Surf's Up? I don't think I have. No. Oh yeah, it's the movie with the penguins. If it's the movie with the penguins, I've seen a bit of it. I've seen bits and pieces. I've never actually watched the whole thing from start to finish, but I have seen bits of it. Oh, that felt good. I finally got my neck to crack. That feels so good. Yeah. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've not actually watched it from start to finish, but I have seen bits and pieces of it. Didn't it come out like not too long after Happy Feet? Because he had like everybody was going nuts thinking it was the next Happy Feet, and it wasn't. I kind of feel like it came out around the same time as Happy Feet, or if not a little after Happy Feet. Or am I just like imagining that? Because I kind of feel like it came out around the same time as Happy Feet. But, yep. I don't know, Crown. You ever seen the Venture Brothers though? Yeah, but I mean, I was kind of shocked. I thought maybe one of the things on the poll would have gotten at least one view, but nothing. So I was like, yeah, you've never seen the Oh my god! Well, welcome to the right. Oh, you're in the right podcast this week. Welcome to the worst podcast ever. Because that's what we're talking about this week's Venture Brothers. Yeah, I don't mind answering other questions too, but yeah, I love the Venture Brothers. It's basically the thing though. But nope, never heard of that. And hey, VG, welcome to the show. But nope, I've never heard of that. Never heard of it. What was I thinking? I was thinking of something that it just skipped my mind here. But no, it's just like I said, I didn't realize that we were gonna get like no views or no results for the poll. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll do Venture Brothers this week. But yeah, that show, I love how the animation though evolved for it. It started out as like you could tell it was 2D animation, classic old school. It literally just looked like an upgraded Johnny Quest. And then it evolved into this more fluid. You could definitely see the changes that it got. It was so good how it got the changes for it. But yeah, it's just a really good show. If you get a chance, I know it's 7 seasons plus the movie. Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart. If you get a chance to check those out, I highly recommend it. It is worth checking out just for the Venture Brothers lore alone. I mean, the whole thing kind of came to fruition. I want to say end of season 6, because that's when we find out. Yeah, pretty sure it was, season 6, because that's when we find out that Jonas Venture Seniors is still technically alive. He's inside the problem or problem. It's a life extension module. We find out that the Monarch's adoptive father, the Blue Morpho, was blackmailed by Jonas. Of course he was. And had to do his bidding for him. Ironic. Everything just comes to fruition. It's so freaking good. But I mean, the early stuff, though, is so funny. Like, you just have a standard, okay, Monarch's gonna arch Dr. Venture this week. Yeah, here it comes. Oh, he's flying in with the cocoon. I mean, there's a time when Gary defected from the Monarch. He was living on the Venture compound for a while. And somebody, his hatred. It's like, well, should we sound the alarm? Nah, what is this? What is it? Yeah, he's probably just gonna do. I have my money on either acid or magnets. Launch the magnet, the acid magnet. It's like, oh, seriously? Like both of his choices in one. But oh god, that was just hilarious. But we find out though that the Monarch is actually a clone of Rusty, which is really cool. He is a literal clone of Rusty Venture. He just has baboon DNA in him to prevent the premature hair loss. So that's kind of funny. But oh, it's just it's freaking good. It really is. Oh god, the series is just so. There's like recap episodes, best of, out there on YouTube. Go check those out if you get a chance. But oh, I love the show. It was a show far ahead of its time, and even now, it's still far ahead of its time. It is one of, if not the best show that Adult Swim ever had. And then they decided, nope, screw it, we're done. We're done with it. They didn't want anything to do with it anymore. And it annoyed the crap out of me because they canceled it. Don't even give it a fair shot. You drop its one season in the middle of television nightmare time. And yeah. I love Captain Underpants. I've read those Scholastic books all the damn time in school. Now they're banned. You can't even read them in school. The Captain Underpants books are on the banned book list. But I loved Captain Underpants. We always got those Scholastic, that stupid catalog you could get. And it had all the Scholastic books in it. And every time I was like, okay, New Captain Underpants. I think I had like the entire collection of Captain Underpants because they were so cheap to get, and I would read them. I love that. Then when they had the movie, I actually have the theme song on my MP3 player that Weird Al did because I just love that theme song so damn much. But, oh, I love Captain Underpants. I was funny as hell. I always liked the two kids that always did the stupid. They screwed around with the signs. I loved that. I laughed so damn hard at those. Then they had the, you flip it back and forth to see Captain Underpants actually fighting. Yeah. Because they deem it very wrong because it's a grown man running around in his underwear, so therefore it's scarring children. You have toilet humor, potty language, violence. It got added. This was, I want to say 2015, 2016, I want to say, maybe even 2014, that they added it to the banned book list, which is a list of books that school districts are supposed to not allow in the libraries. And if any child has it in their possession, teachers are required to take them and give them back to the parents only. They are not allowed to give it back to the child. It has to be given back to the parent. It's usually handed over to the principal or administrator, and then they give it back to the guardians, the parents or guardians. But yeah, it's because, honestly, I think it's mostly because he's a grown man running around in his underwear and a cape. Yeah, it is a stupid, yeah. You're never going to hear me deny that it is a stupid reason, but you have to realize, like I said, it's either 2014, 15, or 16. One of those three, maybe not, maybe even slightly before that. But yeah, it got added to the banned book list, and schools just lost their crap over it because, oh no, you can't have this book in schools anymore because Captain Underpants, it's, sexually explicit because he's running around in his underwear. That's the entire joke. It's a joke book. It's a literal freaking parody, but nope. Because parents were upset about it. Kids were upset. I remember somebody that I actually went to school with saw that. She's the one that put it up on Facebook. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. They banned Captain Underpants. And I was like, no. I loved Captain Underpants. Those were my favorites. Tra-la-la! Like, snap your fingers and boom! The principal becomes Captain. To follow this, it's fine because they understand the concept of it or the context that it's in. But you do have other school districts where they're like, nope, can't have it, not allowed at all, not happening. Because I know that there are a couple school districts, because there are some Goosebump books that did get onto the ban list. Don't ask me which ones I don't remember anymore, but because that list gets updated. I think it's like every it's either every year or every 2 years it gets updated. And they add more stuff. Sometimes they'll take a couple things off, but not always. But yeah, there's a banned book list, and I know Captain Underpants was on that. There's a lot of good books that got on that list, but because I know my school district, I don't think, at least the one that I went to, I don't think that they went along with it. But at the same time, they march to the beat of their own damn drum. It's like they're a public school, but yet they kind of treat themselves like a private school because we, the residents, need to pay them a school tax, which I'm currently paying now. We need to pay them that every freaking year. And most of it just goes to pay the freaking teachers. And they still have fundraisers yet. It's like, we're paying you a school tax and you're having fundraisers. I don't understand the concept of this, why we're paying the school tax to you. It's one thing I still don't get. I don't have any kids. I have no kids. The only kid I have is 4 legs and is currently in the living room in her crate for the night. Yeah, I have no kids. I have no 2-legged children that go to that school district. Why do I have to pay this income? Why do I have to pay this tax? But yeah, you have to pay school tax every year, and I have to pay it every year. It's almost like $1,700, and you can break it up over 4 months, which comes out to like $300, almost $400 a month. And it's just like, it's expensive as hell. It really freaking is. And I have to pay that. Yep. But everybody in the district has to pay it, regardless if you have kids in there or not. And that's the thing that I am constantly complaining about, because I have no kids. I am not in school there anymore. I graduated from that school district in 2007. So one, I have not been a student of that school district for well over a decade. One. Two, I do not have children. And with me transitioning from male to female, I'm not going to have children. In fact, I actually do not want kids. So that is a thing. I'm actually not interested in having kids. So that's perfectly fine by me. But yeah, I don't have kids. I'm not in school there anymore. Why do I have to pay it? I feel like if you're a parent and you have children that go to that school, yeah, then you're paying for your child's education in a way. You are chipping in to help your child learn. What I'm not understanding is they get money from the state every year. The state does give money to districts. That's why there is certain taxes and everything else. Why in the hell do I have to pay this then? But that gets into politics, and I don't talk about politics. But yeah, I have to pay the school tax. So, but the upside though is that we at least those of us that are in the district do get their yearly calendar, and we do get to know when weird stuff happens and everything else, because those little pricks go back to school Tuesday. So I pity them. They literally go back to school Tuesday. Like this is their last weekend of summer vacation. That's it. They go back to school Tuesday morning, which sucks for them. And it's like, yeah, I'm just looking at that like, I pity you. I don't know if it's that or what it is. I really don't. I'm not interested to find out either. It annoys me that I have to pay it. I'm not alone in that. There are a lot of us that are annoyed about it because it's so damn much, and they constantly are going, oh, well, we're getting rid of this, this, and this, or they cut their, because that's how my mom lost her job. She was a cafeteria aide, and the superintendent at the time, or I should say the interim superintendent, because the actual superintendent had died on an overseas trip. So the interim superintendent goes, we're eliminating positions to help level off the budget so we don't have to raise taxes this year to be a burden onto our taxpayers. And they still raised it anyway. And my mom lost her job. So that did not make things better. In fact, it made it worse because my grandfather blamed her, just said that she got fired and was just too much of a coward to admit it, but she didn't. But yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't really care what it is, but yeah, I mean, we have to pay it either way. So yeah, I have to pay it. I'm the only one that makes freaking income here, so I have to pay it. But I know that. Yes, I do watch. Yeah, that's Charlie's channel, Moist Critical, right? I watch that from time to time because I saw he's leaving Twitch. Like he's not going to be on Twitch anymore. But yeah, I watch that channel. He's funny as hell. I liked when he was going off on oh god, what the hell was it? I was watching it. I was folding my laundry. Yeah. The name. I was like, yeah, wait, that's Charlie. That's Moist Critical's channel. Yeah. I liked the product reviews that he was doing. Like he was rating ads and just ripping them a new one. I loved. My mom and I would watch that from time to time. He would do. God, what was the one thing? He was like ripping YouTubers apart. God, what was it? There was one he did that I thought was really. Oh, he did that pizza challenge, where he got pizza from like all the delivery places, and he goes at the Pizza Hut guy, the Domino's guy, and I forget what the third, Papa John's guy, all showed up at the same time in his front yard, and he thought there was gonna be a gang war of the pizza delivery guys. But oh yeah, I watch Charlie's channel from time to time. But I don't remember what there was one video I was watching. I think it was back in February. I was folding my laundry and I was watching it. I was laughing my ass off at it. I thought it was funny, but yeah, I watched it because I saw that he's not going to be on Twitch anymore. He's going to be stopping his Twitch channel, which yeah, it's understandable, but still, yeah, I watch it because my mom and I were watching him do the speed runs, the little clips that he would do of Mr. Crab overdoses on ketamine and dies, and he was trying to like break the speed run record for it, and he got really close a couple times. Yeah, he does. He does. He has common sense. It's a very rare thing nowadays. And it's a very rare thing nowadays. He's also not affected by fame because if you think about it, he actually, I mean, he has been doing this now for how long? He hung out with This Guy's Toast for a while. He was on a lot of his videos, like when they were doing the they were doing the Among Us stuff. He was on that channel for a while. But oh yeah, no, he is the one YouTuber that has common sense that does not let shit bother him. But I just love though him ripping like YouTubers a new one. There was that one that was like doing recipes, and he was ripping them a new one. Yeah, his channel is great. It's one of the ones that I plan to review when I get around to my channel surfing YouTube style series, which I'm trying to get started. It's right now it's mostly figuring out dates. I'm trying to get my other YouTube channel slightly more off the ground, and then I can figure out what works and what doesn't time wise. But I'm trying to also want to get that thing started. And I'm working on Canva to make a better intro than I had made for it. So that's kind of my idea so far. But yeah. Oh yeah, no. I plan to review his channel. That's one of the ones on my list to review first. This Penguin Zero. I love that. Freaking Charlie's funny as hell. That is funny as hell. Like him, Angry Joe's not a bad channel to watch. I'm hoping that he's gonna review Madden this year because I always look forward to his Madden reviews, Angry Joe's, because I know it's gonna piss him off, and I just want to hear him scream. It's so funny. I still pull up the Fallout 76 review from time to time when he goes, $18 for blue! For blue! You want me to pay you $18 for blue? For blue! Bethesda! No! No, Bethesda! Yeah, well, keep in mind, Nickelodeon is not going to let SpongeBob die. That is their only cash cow at this point because they've kind of successfully, I really hate to say this, but Nickelodeon has finally managed to do it, successfully killed the Loud House, which royally pissed me off. I found that out a couple weeks ago that they have successfully basically killed the Loud House, which you figure, how did they manage to do that? Simple. They're not making any more episodes for it. And they gave the episodes that they air in syndication a god awful time slot, and they're moving some of them over to Nicktoons. So they have managed to do what they set out to do and kill the only competition that SpongeBob had. Which, like I said, yeah, the show, The Loud House didn't have that much going for it. It's a cookie cutter show. I will not deny that. I did like the movie Schooled. I thought that was a really good segue into the next season. That was beautiful. But I mean, if it's that easy to get kicked out of Canada, I don't like maple syrup. Is it that easy? I mean, I know a couple people up in Canada. I have been asking them, like, is it really this easy to get kicked out of Canada? I'm just curious. Like, he got banned from Canada because he doesn't want maple syrup. Is it that easy? Because I don't eat maple syrup. So is it that easy to get banned from Canada? Because if it is, holy crap, I will be banned for life. Oh man. Give it time. I mean, that's all they practically have anymore is SpongeBob. And like I said, they managed to kill the only competition that it had. And honestly, the reason why it got so popular was because it was a breath of fresh freaking air. For how many years now we had the Sponge dominating everything it went up against. Hell, even the Kids' Choice Awards are basically SpongeBob gets almost any award he's nominated for. Because, we gotta have our show be number one. Yeah, it's called favoritism and nepotism, you jackasses. That's what it's called, nepotism. You know why it's called nepotism? Because that's what it is. It's nepotism. But people like SpongeBob. No, nobody likes SpongeBob. It's like that episode of The Simpsons where it's like Janie loves Millhouse. Nobody loves Millhouse. Yeah, well, nobody loves SpongeBob. That piss color tampon alternative. And I love Adult Swim for that, by the way. Oh, of course they did. That's their moneymaker. That's the only way they make the dineros. Remember their brilliant idea of since we're teamed up with Paramount and they're owned by Paramount, they're like, oh, well, we can air football on Sundays for kids. football with grown adults dropping F-bombs. Yeah. Great idea, guys. Great idea. Morons. Now, Nickelodeon went down the gutter fast. Disney's going to end up getting bought out by Apple, I fear. And the only reason why is because Disney's hemorrhaging money. Nickelodeon just will not let SpongeBob die. They do not realize that they have killed anything that had a chance to make the channel good. What they started out with was unique. It was a uniqueness that they started out with. Then the minute that piss-colored tampon alternative came onto the scene, it was, well, this thing's a moneymaker. Let's milk this cow for all she's worth, folks. And now they just basically have Betsy hooked up on life support. They are feeding her, they're force feeding her a grass that makes her make more milk, and they are trying their damnedest to yank those teats. That's true. At least DC tried that. At least they tried. Granted, though, they didn't do any better. I mean, the DCEU is effectively dead in the water. Black Adam was the nail in that coffin. And I want to say, I will agree with Pat the NES Punk that Black Adam was kind of the final nail in the DCEU coffin. But then the Flash came out, and that really, if Black Adam was the final nail in the coffin, then the Flash was the dirt that was put on top of the coffin. And it wasn't even solid dirt. It was cement. Like, they made sure that nothing they do ever again is going to fix this. They purposely screwed them up. Yet the animated stuff they're good at. And that's the thing that I will stand by what they should have focused on. DC should have focused on their animated universe, the animated side, and let Marvel have the live action. Marvel had the backing for it. Marvel had the money to handle it, courtesy of Disney. They could piss the money out on that stuff and make it a good story. They fleshed it out well. Warner Brothers, they let Zack Snyder in. The man that wanted rape in a Batman movie. They wanted him in as the head cheese, the high cheese. That was it. And it's just, nope. That was the freaking end of DC at that point. And they knew it. But like I said, if Black Adam was the final nail in the coffin, then you have the Flash was the cement that covered the grave. That was the end of that. But yeah, at least DC gave their characters a chance. I mean, you had well, honestly, I've said this for years. If DC would ever actually close up and be forced to sell off characters, and I know I probably just lost you because I saw the number drop to 0. But if DC would ever actually have to close up their shop, they would be forced to surrender. Flash, Green Lantern, send them over to Marvel. At least Marvel will treat them with respect. I honestly feel like Marvel could treat them with respect a little better than DC did. DC doesn't technically own Static Shock, so I would say to the people that own Static Shock, for the love of God, give it to Disney. Better yet, give it to Marvel, and Marvel will treat it with some respect and some moderation of success, something. But, oh, yeah, no. It was just, that was a bad thing with them. I mean, the DCEU was horrible. And their animated stuff, though, was beautiful. I mean, I love Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. I've never seen the whole thing, so I've seen clips. My God, that thing was freaking beautiful. I love those type of stories where the superheroes fail and then have to come about with whatever they have left, scrape together what they can to try to save the day. That's what makes a good superhero story. Oh, you have a superhero that has this unlimited power that can do anything they want to do. Bam. You know they're never going to lose. When they finally lose, like, oh my God, this is beautiful. I mean, Superman Doomsday is one of my favorite movies until you find out that Superman can't actually die. The man is effectively immortal. If he dies, his body will just slow itself down to one heartbeat every few days to better give his body a chance to recover, provided it can. Apparently, they tried to kill him like All-Star Superman, I think, but even then they MacGuffined him to still be alive, I think. But Blech. You can't kill Superman, but yet with Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, oh yeah, no, liquid kryptonite right into the blood. Now you're not even a threat anymore. I mean, Darkseid literally took every single aspect that they had going for them, used it right against them. Morbius chair, Batman. Freaking genius Batman that he is, just gets completely brain screwed by the Mobius chair. All right. Flash is powering Apocalypse. Yeah, come on. Yeah, but then you get bored though with it. Because then you know that the superhero is going to win. I mean, look at One Punch Man. Yeah, he can destroy stuff with ease. I loved, there was a recent manga chapter somebody reviewed where he was taking on that psychic twit. I can't think, honestly, I can't think of what her name is, but he was taking her on, literally taking her psychic blast full force, and he's barely budging. Also, that he can just drag her out of the city so she can throw a temper tantrum where nobody can get hurt. And then in the end, she finally starts respecting because he managed to do what nobody else could do before and prove that she is not the most powerful being on this planet. But yeah, I mean, if you have a hero that has a One Punch Man aesthetic where it's like, nope, I can destroy everything with one punch, where's the fun? Where's the fun in it then? At that point? Because you're basically, okay, I can destroy countless things with one punch. I can knock out everything around. Where's the fun in that? Where's the fun? I always joked when I was a kid because, all right, so for those that don't know, if you ever watched, and I actually brought this up at work because we were talking about birthdays the other day since mine was yesterday. We were talking about birthdays. I think it was, I want to say Thursday? Tuesday? No, Thursday. Yeah, what's Thursday? What's Thursday? What was it? Oh no, it was either Tuesday or Thursday. We were talking about birthdays. I think it was no, I think it was Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday because the one guy wasn't there. So I think it was Tuesday. And I had brought up about, do you ever see the movie Men in Black? Because we found this out, and this is ironically last year, or no, 2 years ago. My grandfather's still alive yet. So no, 3 years. He died in 2020. So it would have been March of 2020. We found out that if you ever watch Men in Black, the point when the aliens made first contact was March 2, 1961. That's my mom's birthday. My mom's actual birthday is March 2nd, 1961. And it's just like, okay. And I never caught that before. I was like, wait a minute, that date sounded when I looked the clip up and I was watching some clips of it, I was like, that date sounds oddly familiar to me. And that was when I was like, we're gonna watch this weekend. And we pulled it up. It's like March 2, 1961. And I'm like, isn't that your birthday? It's like, it is. I'm like, yeah, I thought so. So now we get the running joke that she's an alien. So for years, I mean, we always had this running joke that if I would ever get really, really, really pissed off, I would probably like Hulk out or something. Who would actually be able to stop me? I remember I had an uncle that went crazy in 2011. He actually had a nervous breakdown. And my other uncle and I had to go in and, be there when the ambulance was taking him to the hospital for the 72-hour psych hold because he contemplated suicide. I remember we were bringing this up because he was completely complacent. He was docile and everything because he was not in the prime anymore. And I brought this up. I'm like, so who would have won in a fight if he would have actually still been in his prime? And I was like, this was 2011. I would have been sort of in my prime at the time. I was like, who would have won? My mom goes, him. She goes, I'm sorry to say it, but him. I'm like, bullshit. I'm like, sure. Like a couple of years ago, she was saying it was a tie. Then all of a sudden, it's like, him, he would have won. Like, yeah, it's like no contest. He would have won. A bullshit. I kind of feel like it would have been a tie, but it would have definitely been something for the ages. Because my mom had made the comment about how my uncle he basically moved the refrigerator up a flight of stairs. He literally picked up the refrigerator and moved it up a flight of stairs. And this is an actual like full-size fridge. So yeah, when you have massively overpowered superheroes, you get bored with them. Their abilities and their powers are not as great as they're led on to believe. Oh, so let's say that I can, destroy things with one punch. I'm gonna get bored shitless having to battle everything. Because, like, where's the challenge in this? I go down there, it's over in 5 seconds. It's like Omni-Man and Invincible. Where's the challenge? Where's the actual challenge in this? I come down here, I can destroy you people in like 3 seconds. Where's the challenge? When he finally had to take on, what was it, Menos, I think, at the end of the first season for One Punch Man, he actually had a fight. He actually had a legitimate fight where he actually had to hold his own for a little bit. The guy didn't go down in one punch, which was really cool. But, no, if you just get bored then too easily. That's the problem. You'll just get bored too easily. I mean, it's sort of like how people were always like, well, I'm tired of watching Goku always save the day. That's why Gohan defeated Cell then. Plus, they were kind of trying to shift it from Goku was the center force of, the series to Gohan's now the center force of the series. But that didn't pan out because come the next one, Gohan was back to his usual. I can okay, no, I can't beat this guy. I can handle some of the second-rate villains, but you want me to take on the big baddies? I'm not strong enough for that yet. No. So that was kind of the end of that. Of course, so people hate the Buu Saga. I love the Buu Saga. It's one of my favorites. It is actually one of my all-time favorite arcs. Is the Buu Saga arc. I don't know why it is, but it is my favorite. I don't know why, but it just is. I mean, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the guy that just refuses to accept the fact that he screwed up an entire movie, and then his people basically fudged records to say that the movie did really, 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 really well in theaters when it didn't even barely even broke even. That guy. Hey, Colin, what's up? We started out talking about Venture Brothers, and then we kind of dived into other stuff. Okay, so Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Yeah, the guy should have just stuck to wrestling. No offense to him. There was one movie he did that was really good. That was Standing Tall. I liked him in that movie. He did really well in that movie. Okay, in that movie. When you go and put him in other movies, the guy cannot act for shit. He did good in that movie because you could believe the character he was portraying. When you put him in the other movies, it's like, is it over yet? Please tell me it's over. For the love of God, tell me it's done. Ugh, no. Yeah, I can tolerate him to a point, but that point gets reached very quickly. I have not seen Blue Beetle other than the trailer, and I watched the trailer for it, and I'm just like, okay. And the thing is, I know about Blue Beetle because I used to watch Young Justice, so I know about Blue Beetle. I know the history. But oh my God, when I watched that trailer. But no, I have not seen the movie. Remember, I have a policy. I will not go to the movies. I will not pay the theater prices. They're astro-freaking-nomical. I refuse to pay them. I flat out refuse. I flat out refuse to pay it. I stand by that. I flat out refuse to pay the movie theaters. The last movie I went to go see was Battle Angel Alita, and that was in I was working at Five Below yet. It pretty much just came. That was the last movie I went to go see in theaters. That was it. And that cost me almost like $30-40 just for me to go. Oh, no, sorry, it was like $30 for me to go. It was like $14 because I had to get some. I can sit through a movie without food. That's not a problem. I cannot sit through a movie without something to drink. I have to have something to drink if I am watching a 2-hour movie. I cannot sit there. I cannot sit through something that long without something to drink. I just can't do it. Food, I can sit through a movie without eating anything. That I can do. I cannot sit through something without drinking something. I have to have some type of liquid I'm drinking. And that cost me it was like 13. It was $13 for my ticket, and that was the matinee price. It was $13 for my ticket and $14 for me to get something to drink. And I was just like, forget it. I'm like, this was not worth. It was a good movie, but then I'm looking at it. I'm like, this was not worth 14. This was not worth almost $27, almost $30. This was not worth it. Oh god, yeah, but yeah, no, I have not seen Blue Beetle. Trailers I have seen, yes. Movie itself, no. I will say this though, the trailers do make it look good. So it looks like DC's trying to pull their head out of their ass, but I think it's pretty much lodged up there that they're retasting what they ate. That's the kind of answer I want to give to this, is that they are essentially tasting what they ate. They are they can feel it again because their head's pretty far up there. But yeah, no, the trailers look really good, but it's one of those, did the trailers write a check that movie could not cash, or did the trailers write a check and that movie just like, oh, you want me to pay that much? Yeah, here you go, man. I got to hell, that's not a problem, man. I can take a freaking piss out in public and write you a check. That's not a problem. Is it like that type of good? Like, are we talking Tony Stark rich here? Or are we talking can you wait till payday and I might have the money to pay you type of broke? Or are we talking yeah, I could destroy the Batmobile, then I'll just put a small dent in my cheese palette. I love that death battle, Iron Man versus Lex Luthor. You have Jarvis that goes, that one might actually put a dent into your wallet, sir. And it's like, he destroyed the Batmobile and he's like rattling off all the expenses. Like, that thing costs how much? Where do I get one of those? I'm like, yeah. It's actually, it's one story. The Dollar Tree actually had that car. It was from the animated series. Dollar Tree actually had that one. Because I got it for $1.25. Well worth it. But nope, I have not seen Blue Beetle. Like I said, the last movie I really want to go see, provided it's actually going to get the theatrical release and nothing's going to screw it over, is I do want to try to go see Legend of the White Dragon. But it's not coming out now till sometime next year, courtesy of the writer's strike. But that is one that I am looking forward to going to see. I want to go see it. I'd like to go see it. That's my plan. And I might actually violate my policy just to go see that particular movie, because I kind of want to see Jason David Frank's magnum opus in a way. I want to see his final project. And I mean, it's one of those, okay, if they're going to like put it out on DVD and that, like they were claiming they're going to do, I could just wait and get it on DVD and I'll still see it. But other people are going to up and have it up. I kind of want to see it in theaters with everybody else. That's kind of my thing. But yeah. But nope, I have not seen Blue Beetle. I've seen the trailers for it though, but I've not seen the movie. Any other questions? I mean, I kind of talked about the Venture Brothers a little bit at the start of it, so because I did see their new movie, Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart. Thoughts on Austin St. John? I feel like he could have tried a little harder to not make his like fellow cast member died speech a little better. It felt like he fucking phoned that in. I also liked the video that he did on YouTube where he was ranking or watching the one person ranked the Power Rangers seasons. He goes, I haven't watched every single episode of Power Rangers. I haven't even watched all the episodes that I was in. Like, that's what you're fucking famous for. And you haven't watched. That's what you're famous for. Oh, okay. No, The man, I got nothing for him. To be honest, I have no idea what to say. I really don't. It's sad because I kind of want to say something about it. I kind of want to say something nice, but at the same time, I got absolutely nothing. Like I do not know what to say that would not come off as self-centered or jackassery towards the man. Although I love the fact that he's involved in a freaking scandal. And then they're wondering, well, how come he didn't come back for Once and Always? Gee, I wonder why. FBI, Homeland Security. He's being investigated for fraud. Yeah, no, we don't want him involved in this. Yeah, you wonder why. I have seen bits and pieces of Narnia. I have not actually watched Narnia. I have seen bits and pieces of Narnia. Uh, Prime example of what I mean by that would be I have seen clips of one of the movies, but I have not actually watched the entire movie. So I could tell you some of it, but I have not watched the whole thing. I've watched clips. And I know FX had it on a few times. I thought, oh, I should sit down and watch this. And something else came up. No, I've not. Crown, I have not watched Narnia. Well, Hasbro's rebooting the series anyway, so they don't really care. And David Yost is coming back for Cosmic Fury because they showed the opening. They leaked the opening already, and he is legitimately in Cosmic Fury. And I know I'm gonna get shit for this one. And somebody out there wants to bitch me out about this, be my guest. I welcome it. They have screwed that series to the wall. They should have just adopted the Q Ranger suits, kept the same freaking premise, but adapted the Q Ranger suits because they did the whole thing. Just the only reason why they're bringing Billy back is because Zed's back. And the only reason why Zed's back is because they never closed up that loophole from Dino Fury. So I got nothing. I have nothing to say about that. But yeah, Hasbro's rebooting the series. They've already announced that they are rebooting the series after Cosmic Fury is done. So they're not going to be associating themselves with any of the original cast anymore. So unless they're doing another special like Once and Always, which I think they want to try. Last I had heard, they want to do a second one because apparently that one went gangbusters. But people like me and a few others on the internet were like, this took us back down memory lane, but when you actually take the rose-colored glasses off, this was crap. And yeah, when you literally make the special, it's the Billy show, and he's basically spending the entire thing bitching and complaining. I'm sorry. You lose me, and you lost me as a fan then at that point. But for Cosmic Fury, I saw the opening. I didn't like the opening. And if I can't get down with the opening, I don't want the series. that's my standpoint with it. But I don't know. Hey, Crown, here's a question though for you. This is one that I posed to my coworkers. Have you ever seen the movie War Games? Because my coworker and I were talking about AI on Thursday at work. And he made the comment that I'm like, so sort of like Joshua from War Games. And he goes, what the hell is that? Yeah, okay. So you've never seen it either. Yeah, War Games is a 1980s movie. Matthew Broderick plays in it. He plays a teenager that hacks computers. YouTube has it up for free. It's a really good old movie. But we were talking about AI and how with ChatGPT, we need to do is create something like ChatGPT, but with sentience and emotions, and we essentially will have Skynet. Because he was talking about how there's a video out about SpongeBob. It's like a SpongeBob song, and it literally sounds like SpongeBob, but it was created solely with AI. And I was just like, so we're getting close to sentience. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, great. Just what we needed. It was sentience. That's all we needed. But Then we were talking about it. It's sort of like Joshua from War Games, and he's looking at me like, "What the fuck is War Games?" I'm like, "Oh my god!" I keep forgetting that my coworkers are younger than I am. I am, aside from the actual manager at the deli, I am the second oldest because I'm older than the assistant manager. Not counting the one associate that kind of does the hot bar, the other one that's only there part time, and the one old lady that also does the hot bar. I am the second oldest. That's terrifying. And they think I'm in my mid 20s and I'm officially 34. Uh, I will, in fact, I'm almost, I'm been 34 now for just a little over 23 hours. I have been 34. So, yeah. But no, War Games is a 19, I think it was like 1983, I want to say, or yeah, I think 83. It's a good movie. YouTube usually always has it up for free. Several other places have it up too, but definitely check it out. It's worth watching. It's a damn good movie. Oh my god, it's freaking hilarious. The entire fate of the world is brought down to a game of tic-tac-toe. You heard me right, folks. Tic-tac-toe. Yeah, it's a good movie. It definitely is. It shows its age though, especially nowadays. But it's a good movie. It really is. Especially if you're a computer nut, you're into old stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it does. You're like, wait, what? Don't tell me you don't know what crowd. If you're about to tell me you don't know what tic-tac-toe is, I'm gonna be scared. At that point, I will legitimately be terrified. If you're gonna tell me you don't know what tic-tac-toe is, but yep, the entire fate of the world, the entire fate of mankind is brought down to a game of tic-tac-toe. Please tell me you know what tic-tac-toe is. Oh, please tell me you know what tic-tac-toe is. I think I'll legitimately cry if you don't if you don't know. Yep. All right, so I'll give you the premise of the movie. So War Games, basically, Matthew Broderick's character hacks into computers. He's a teenager in high school. He hacked into the school computer, changed grades so that he wouldn't get screwed. Okay. Well, I wanted to make sure because I did say that too to my coworker, and the one goes, "What is tic-tac-toe?" And I was just like, "Oh my god!" That I actually legitimately, my head hit the table. My head had hit the table, so I just wanted to double check that. Uh, but the plot of the movie is his character is a little computer hacker. He's a teenager. He hacks computers. He wants to hack into this upcoming gaming company to kind of get to play the newer games first before anybody else does. So he has his computer hack into and dial all of the phone numbers in that area so he can find the computer that is housing the quote the devil computer games. The problem is that he ends up hacking into the back door of the U.S. government computer. This is a what they call it, the Waza or something. I'm trying to remember, but he ends up hacking into that through a backdoor system created by the creator. It was a backdoor so he can get into it and fix any problems just in case they decide to lock him out. And he hacks into the back of it, ends up tricking the computer into playing a game of thermonuclear war, thinking that it's a computer game, but it's not. What he ended up hacking into was a government computer designed to play simulation games to test whether or not soldiers are ready for actual combat and what possible outcomes could be. So what ends up happening is he ends up tricking the computer into thinking that it's actually not playing the game. And so the computer decides, okay, well, we're going to keep going with this. So then it's starting to really bother the people at, and this is the Cheyenne Mountain Base. If you've ever seen Stargate SG-1, it's literally their hangout. But they're all freaking out. They keep lowering the DEF CON, which is not good. Throughout the whole movie, they finally get a hold of the kid. They arrest him. He manages to escape. Gets to the guy that created the program, who created Joshua, which is the computer program, and is trying to convince him, hey, you got to come back and settle this thing. You got to fix this. And the guy's like, why? Mankind's going to destroy themselves. There's no point in me fixing this problem. Realizing that they missed the last ferry off the island, he looks at Matthew Broderick's character and the girl with him, who I can't think of what her name is off the top of my head. It's like, well, you're welcome to spend the night. By the way, when the world comes to an end, I have a front row seat for it because this place is right near Ground Central for one of the attacks. So enjoy. So then they try going back, and he realizes that, you know what, I should probably fix this. The young might actually have a chance to fix this mess. So he agrees to go back. They end up getting in, only to find out that they've taken out his backdoor access, which is what Matthew Broderick's character was using. So they have to trick the computer into playing itself to basically overload it so it stops playing thermonuclear war. Or, sorry, it's global dynamic thermonuclear war, I think is what it was called. So what they do is they have it play tic-tac-toe. And Matthew Broderick's character is playing with it first, and he's like, how do I make it play itself? Set the number of players to 0. So then the computer has to play itself. And the computer is constantly trying to beat itself, but it can't, because when you're trying to beat yourself in tic-tac-toe, you will constantly draw. You can never actually lose. You can't win and you can't lose. It's always going to be a draw. So they're trying to teach the computer program, which is constantly learning, that you can't, that there's going to be casualties and blah, 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 and other life lessons. But they're trying to hammer that in and realize that nobody wins if this happens. Like, if nuclear war happens, nobody's going to win. So the program, finally taking the lesson after it plays, I think, like 1,000 games of tic-tac-toe against itself, starts running simulations of what happens if each of these areas attack first. All of a sudden, for it to go, oh, it's like, this is a very strange game, Professor. Professor Faulkner, Faulkner or something. It's like, this is a very strange game. Nobody wins. Can we play a game of chess instead? But they literally have the entire fate of the world is hinging on a game of tic-tac-toe. That is basically how the movie goes. That is the entirety of the movie. That's how it ends. Because then all of a sudden, it just like stops everything, drops all the stuff, and it's like, oh, we did it! We saved the day! Yes! But yeah, that is literally what happens at the end of the movie. It's a game of tic-tac-toe. That is all that the entire fate of the world hinges on tic-tac-toe. Like I said, it's a good movie. It's like 2.5 hours long. It's worth watching. But yeah, the whole fate of the world hinges on tic-tac-toe. It's funny as hell. But yep, because they have to have the computer play against itself in order for it to realize that it can't win, for it to learn that concept and then use it in the program that it's running right now, where it's trying to, decimate the entire world. It's like, oh, nobody's going to win if we do this. Yeah, that's the point, is trying to drill home. Remember, this came out in the 80s. That's the point, is trying to drill home. Nobody wins. Yes. Yes, Joshua, that's the point we're trying to make. Nobody wins. Yeah, it's a weird. It's a weird. I think YouTube still has it up. Let me check quick. I'm pretty sure YouTube still has it up. I'm almost certain that, because they usually have it up for free, but I'm almost certain that they have it up yet. I'm willing to bet money on it. Let's see here. Because I know that they came out with a sequel to it, and the sequel's not that great. It's really not. Let's see, buy or rent. All right, I guess they don't have it up for free anymore. Now it's buy or rent or watch with membership. That's just usually had it up for free. But yeah, 1983. But yeah. Yeah, definitely check it out though if you get a chance. They usually have, okay, it's all right, it's 1 hour 52 minutes. All right, so it's just about 2 hours. I thought it was a little more than that. It's just about 2 hours. Yeah, if you get a chance, check it out. But yeah, no, YouTube does not have it up for free right now. One of the other streaming services like Tubi or um I would say like Tubi or Roku or one of those other ones might have it up for free. I don't know. But yeah, definitely go check it out. It's worth checking out. All right, we got anything else? Anything else? Yes, no, maybe so. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Uh, yeah, kink. I have a really bad kink in my neck. I'm trying to. It's actually why I bought this. It's actually a reason why I took a trip to Five Below to buy this thing. Yeah, the little alien device here. It's a massager. I actually got that because I have a kink in my neck, and I can't ever get rid of the damn thing. I might actually have to use that tonight to try to get rid of my kink in my neck. But got anything else? Any other questions, thoughts, comments? I have watched the gameplay for it. I have not played it because I do not have a system to play it, which is actually kind of sad because I really liked it. I actually like Fall of Cybertron though a little more because I have the Optimus Prime for that one. Wait, oh yeah, that one's buried. I have the Optimus Prime for Fall of Cybertron. I love that Optimus Prime. That one had the much better look to it, but I've watched the gameplay movies for both of them. I like the War for Cybertron gameplay because you start off as the Decepticons and then you basically end with the Autobots taking down Trypticon, which I thought was really cool. But Fall of Cybertron I liked a lot more because you start off as the Autobots and kind of flop back and forth between Autobot, Decepticon, which is really cool. But yeah, never played it, but I have watched the gameplay for it. I love the gameplay. I think it's really good. All right. Got any other thoughts, comments, questions, what have you? Anything at all? Going once, going twice. All right. I thought of an idea for next week's podcast. So I want to run this by everybody because I have seen clips of it. I've not actually watched of it. I'm not a huge Billy Bob Thornton. I'm not a huge Billy Bob Thornton fan, so I don't watch it. I don't watch a lot of his movies. I'm not a huge fan of his, but I have seen clips. My buddy Sean watched that movie. He kind of gave me the lowdown of it, but I have not actually watched the movie itself. But I thought of a topic though for next week. Kind of going off of what we were sort of talking about last week. We were kind of getting into Digimon stuff. I thought about doing an entire Digimon episode discussing like Digimon, Digivolution, stuff like that. But then I thought, because I want to try to do another different podcast for my other channel, I thought about maybe doing that for that one. But then I'm like, nah, I still need a good topic though for next week. So I don't. That's an idea. What do you think? Talk about Digimon? You know, the digital version of Pokemon. The digital Pokemon. The digital Pokemon that Fox had and then buried. Yeah, I like the idea of Digimon for the topic for next week. What do you think? We go with Digimon? And I'd be talking like the entire franchise itself, like every single aspect of it. From Adventure Zero One, the games, so basically the anime, the games, all of it. What do you think? Good idea, bad idea? Yes, no? Yes, no? All right, Digimon it is. So episode 26 of the worst podcast ever is going to be Digimon. So that'll be next week. So I actually do have to upload a video on my other channel. I do a weekly vlog over there, and I have to send a video that I worked on for somebody else that asked me to fix something for them that I knew I could fix. So they sent me the stuff. I fixed it, and I got to send back the completed thing for it. So I'm going to head out then with that. So next week, it's Digimon next week. Let your friends know. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you can be made aware of when I go live here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. New videos will be coming. I do promise that. I do want to get that channel surfing YouTube style up and running. It's like I said, finding the time to record the stuff is what's taking my time. I got to find time to record stuff. But I am planning to do that. So, till next week, then, everybody. Catch you later. You want to get down here? Bye.